Okay, it's Mark Panic back here with your Literature of Hawaii class. Now, we've already talked about the creation of local literature and defining the term local as something more than just living in a place, but as here in Hawaii, a collective non-white resistance to colonial power. What you saw in the 1970s was a collective non-white resistance to white publishing power. And that led to the Talk Story Conference in 1978, and it led to folks like Stephen Sumida and Arnold Hiura and Rihara and others taking the advice of O.A. Bushnell to tell their own story about their own place. And from that we got Bamboo Ridge as a publishing outlet for lots and lots of local writers, which is amazing, right? Well, you might think that there were a couple of groups of people who might not have been completely happy with that. Um, well, who? Well, let's go back in time to when this movement for local literature started to take shape. What else was happening in Hawaii?
In 1964, this is key to a lot of and in response, of course, to this Elvis stuff and this Michener stuff, there's a pamphlet that came out by a Native Hawaiian scholar called John Dominus Holt called On Being Hawaiian. And this is often looked upon as the beginning of what's known as the Hawaiian Renaissance, and it changed a lot of what happened subsequently in the literature of Hawaii area.
Now, at the same time, what was happening in Kalihi and then in Waimanalo? Well, you had Gabi Pahinui working with Eddie Kamai and the Sons of Hawaii to take the Hawaiian language and turn it into music and put slacky guitar and Hawaiian songs onto vinyl for all time and spread them around on the radio. You had Larry Kimura starting Punana Leo and recovering the Hawaiian language, and eventually you could get a PhD in the Hawaiian language. What else is going on? Well, in 1976, they launched the Hokulea and sent it on a voyage to Tahiti. This was an incredible moment in history that taught Hawaiians that they had, in fact, their ancestors had in fact reached this place on purpose. They were skilled navigators rather than people who sort of were lucky. What we're standing in right now is the Edith Kanakaole Tennis Stadium, and of course you know that in 1963 this is where the Merry Monarch Hula Festival started. Okay? Now, all of these things together started to raise a consciousness of being Hawaiian. Okay? And that will lead you to what Haunani K. Trask started to see as a real problem with the term local literature. And what she sees is the academic term is going to be called settler colonialism. What she sees is Hawaiian voices being subsumed by this term local. Okay? Now, we're going to start reading some of her poetry, and we're going to read her article, Decolonizing Literature of Hawaii. But it's important to know that that's the context that it came out of. So not only do we have local writers, meaning anybody who wasn't white and folks who were from here writing about themes in pidgin language, which of course we've seen the benefits of that. But on the other hand, we also had Hawaiian voices being subsumed and erased, in fact, into that. All right, and we'll talk about that after you folks have read those two pieces.